Today's menu is a very interesting recipe, something that many of you will enjoy making, especially now when the weather is cooling down. Namaskar and welcome to Curries with Bumbi. And today we will be making pumpkin flatbreads. Wait, please do not click away hearing that word pumpkin because you have no idea how delicious these turn out to be. Here is a pot of water boiling away and here are the pieces of pumpkin. You can even use butternut squash. I added a teaspoon of salt to the boiling water and added the pumpkin. Please do not roast the pumpkin for this recipe as they get too dry and is not suitable for this particular recipe. Cover on and you want them to turn super soft. When you see you can cut into a piece very easily with a fork, that's when you know they are ready. They should be buttery soft. Take them out from the water and please do not discard that water, as you may require it later to knead the dough. Allow them to cool down a little, but they should still be a little warm. Once they cool down a little bit, put them in a blender jar along with a tablespoon of that pumpkin water and you need a smooth paste. You can also mash the pumpkin using a potato masher or a fork. I feel this is the best way to get a very smooth puree. And look at this. Velvety, smooth, looking just like orange juice. Let's start kneading the dough. I have taken 2 cups of all-purpose flour. You can also use chapati flour or atta or regular whole wheat flour. I measured out a cup of pumpkin puree, but I won't be adding all of it now. I'm going to add it later on if required. Add about half a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of sugar, which is totally optional. But sugar goes so well in this recipe. You need a soft dough for making a chapati. By soft, I do not mean it to be too sticky. It shouldn't be too sticky as then it will be hard to roll out. Neither should they be too hard as then the chapatis won't be soft. I added all of the puree as my dough was looking dry. If you see your dough to be too dry, add some of that pumpkin water. If you find your dough to be too sticky, then add some more flour, but adding too much flour will make the chapatis hard. And add the liquid a little at a time so that things are in control. When the dough comes together, add about a tablespoon of oil and knead it. If your dough seems to be too sticky, adding a little bit of oil really makes it easy to knead. So knead it for about 10 minutes. After that, cover it and allow it to rest for 10 to 15 minutes. My friends, I cannot stress enough how important it is to allow the dough to rest, so please do not skip this step. After 15 minutes of resting time, dip your fingers in some flour and knead it one more time. After that, form small balls. I made 9 medium rotis out of this. I would not advise you to make them too big if you're a beginner because it is easier to handle smaller chapatis. Flatten each one out by pressing them lightly in between your palms. After you are done forming all the balls, put a cloth on top to prevent them from drying. Before starting to roll out, sprinkle some flour lightly onto a plate so that the first chapati that you keep on the plate after rolling doesn't stick to the plate. Sprinkle flour lightly on your work surface. Take a ball, dip it in flour, and start rolling it out. Do not allow too much pressure on your rolling pin. Roll it out with gentle pressure from center and out. Then just give a quarter turn, center and out, and quarter of a turn again, and keep doing this till you get a circle. I purposely chose not to edit out this portion, thinking that it may be useful for the beginners. If you're a pro in roti making, then please skip this part. But please do not bash me in the comment section saying I am too slow. My friends, kindness goes a long way and words reveal a person's character. So please be kind when you type in those comments. Do not worry if you cannot roll out into a perfect circle. What you need to keep in mind is that you need to roll it out evenly. It shouldn't be thin in one area and thick in another area. In that way, the rotis won't puff up and will cook unevenly. You need a thickness like this, neither too thin nor too thick. Dust off the excess flour and put them on the plate which you had dusted with flour earlier. I will show you another one how to roll it out, and I roll out all of them first and then move on to cooking them. Okay, I'm done with rolling. So while I was rolling out, I left my tawa on medium-high heat to heat up. You can use any non-stick flat pan or cast iron skillet with a heavy bottom. The pan should get really hot so that when you put your hand above the pan, you can feel that blast of heat. And remember, my friends, I said to place your hand above the pan and not on it. Okay, my friends, place the chapati once the pan gets hot. You got me. Keep the heat of your stove on medium-high, but not too high. But your pan should be very hot to receive the chapatis. When you see the surface color changing a little bit, flip the chapati. As you can see, these tiny small golden spots on top. If you find these spots to be too dark, you will know the heat of your stove is too high. So at that time, lower the heat a little bit. You have to constantly adjust the heat of your stove and you will soon get the hang of it. Apply gentle pressure with your spatula along the side when you see the chapati is about to puff up. All your rotis may not puff up, and there is nothing to be sad about that. As long as they get these brown spots all over, it is done. Keep the chapatis in a bowl lined by a clean tea towel, and this stops the roti from getting soggy. Brush some ghee, butter or oil on the hot chapati as soon as you take it out from the pan. Roast the rest of the chapatis in the same way. Remember, my friends, whenever it comes to making any flatbread, practice makes it better. So please do not get disappointed if you fail in your first try. I have tried my best to explain in every possible way to make things easier, and with practice I am sure you can make perfect flatbreads. I remember a 15-year-old girl once dropped in a comment in my how to make roti video, and she said she was successful in her first try after following my video, and I feel that was the best comment I ever got. You can have this with chicken curry, chickpea curry, lamb curry, lentil curry, or any curry that has gravy in it. Or you can also have it as is with a cup of tea or as a wrap, and if you brush oil on top soon after taking out from the pan, they stay soft for a long time. So this is a good lunchbox recipe as well. Believe me, my friends, they turn out to be extremely soft and you are going to love it. Please do give it a try and send me your feedback, or if you have any questions regarding the recipe. Bye bye.